Welcome to the Season 2 premiere of History San Diego. I'm George Farrar. Previously in Season 1 of History San Diego, I talked with you about the native peoples of the San Diego area, known as the Cumee, the discovery of San Diego Bay by Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo in 1542. We learned about the Vizcaíno and Anza expeditions, the conquest by the Spanish in 1769, the development of the mission system. We learned about St. Junipero Serra, the revolt at the mission, and the later years of the 18th century that saw the American Revolution, which brought about the United States of America, birthed from British colonies on the East Coast, and in the San Diego area, the construction at a strategic point in San Diego Bay of Fort Guerreros, which will be the place where the Americans and Spanish will fight over smuggling. It's now time for me to tell you the story of the Battle of San Diego Bay that happened in March of 1803. It's got everything you can think of in a story, and to think it was all fought over an item of great value at the time. Traders all over the world were wanting them because they were incredibly valuable. Sea otter skins. This is a sea otter. Cute. These are sea otter pelts, skins. At the turn of the 19th century, the sea otter pelts were big. They were like luxury items that were bought up. So it was, because it was so valuable, the trade was so incredibly lucrative. And of course, the bay and trade and the Pacific Ocean and emerging world markets, this was ground zero for some conflict that was going to happen. People in what we now know as the San Diego area had these pelts. They had a lot of them. And there were these swashbuckling traders out on the Pacific Ocean that wanted to sell them in China. And so in 1803, in March 1803, the Lilia Bird shows up, and it's captained by William Shaler, an interesting personality. So they arrived on March 17th, 1803, in San Diego Bay. Now, the month prior, another ship called the Alexander had a conflict with the Spanish officials over smuggling out sea otter pelts. So people were already on edge, and people were aware of what was going on. So, despite all this, the captain, the second officer, and crew decide they're going to try to get some sea otter pelts smuggled out of San Diego Bay. And they are up against a ruthless commandant of the Presidio, Don Manuel Rodriguez, and they catch them in the act of trading to get the pelts. And so there's this conflict, basically, that happens. What happens is the crew overtakes the Spanish officials that are on the ship. So they overpower the Spanish officials that have tried to take over their ship. Not only that, they send out a portion of the crew to liberate their crew that have been taken prisoner as a result of this discovery of a failed smuggling operation. So they basically, in this huge debacle, are able to liberate the prisoners, take the people that were trying to imprison them. They've got them on their ship, and now they're getting ready to leave San Diego Bay. And so they put the Spanish officials that they have taken prisoner, they make sure that they're obvious through their uniforms. They put them out visible onto the ship where people from Fort Guerreros can see it, to see the whole spectacle. And in a unique moment that I think is definitely indicative of the era in which we're talking about. We're talking about the Spanish Empire. We're talking about swashbuckling traders who have nothing to lose. And we have this recently constructed fort with some guns, and we have a ship that has some guns. It doesn't matter that that their comrades are out on the ship in the bay being held prisoner. The fort fires on the ship fires on the fort. There's this exchange of fire. The ship makes it through the bay. After they make it through the bay, they arrange for the Spanish officials to be sent back into Fort Guijeros. So they go about their merry way. And so an interesting moment, because you have a conflict between these free-range American traders that are out there on the world market trying to secure illicit goods that will turn a huge profit. And so it's a very hurly-burly world in the early 19th century in San Diego Bay. And I would be more right to describe the area as San Diego Bay at this point, because the word has gone out that there are goods to be had at San Diego Bay. And as they say, the rest is history. And as I say, at season 2 and beyond, I have a lot planned for History San Diego. We've entered the 19th century, so I'm going to be able to bring you more and more and more. Now, because I can bring you so much through YouTube and through TikTok and through Facebook and through whatever other mechanisms I can find, we're going to go even slower through time because there's so much for us to cover and to talk about. And I'm going to have a schedule posted on our History San Diego Facebook page. And I'll be sharing more with you throughout the season about different things that are going to be happening. So I invite you, if you have not already done so, to please subscribe to this channel. Please, if you like the videos, please share them. Please join us on Facebook at History San Diego and on TikTok at Exploring with George. I'm going to really be starting to put out some shows on TikTok. It's a different arena, so it's going to be somewhat different. So I look forward to bringing to you some great shows, and I hope that you like what you're seeing. I want to go year by year with you, because the next 30 or so years in the early 19th century for the San Diego, what we know today as the San Diego area, it's going to be really critical for us to understand the beginnings of what we know today as San Diego. I want to thank you for watching History San Diego. The best is yet to come. Please stay tuned. Take it easy. See you later.